We now have a Stripe subscription integration, which means that you can charge any of your user types whatever fee you want to use your platform. And this can be a daily, weekly, monthly, or annual fee. And it can be applied to any of your user types, for example, your customers or your freelancers. And I want to take you through how to do that. So on your platform settings page, head over to Stripe subscriptions and click that button. Then you're presented with the 4 different user types on our platform currently. And these are a customer who's posting a job and hiring freelancers, an individual freelancer who is working independently, then there is an agency company, and then there's an agency freelancer who is registered underneath the agency company. And to find out more about how agencies work, please check out my other video descriptions. So for each of these different users, if you click on the user type, it will immediately prevent them from taking certain actions unless they have an active subscription. So for example, with the customer, if I click this button here, it means no customers will be able to post jobs unless they have an active subscription. If I click this individual freelancer, it means that no independent freelancers can apply for new jobs unless they have an active subscription. Same thing with an agency freelancer, and the same thing with an agency company. In addition, an agency company will not be listed, and therefore they won't be available for freelancers to register underneath their agency, until they have an active subscription. So let's use the example as a test case, the customer as a test case. First of all, to add a subscription, I'm going to click this edit button, and I'm going to create my first subscription plan. So let's call this basic. Subscribe to post a job. Post jobs. Let's say it's £1 per, and you can see I've got day, week, month, or year. I'm going to say per month. And then this is very important. You have to click this. If you're not happy, click cancel. If you are happy, click create. And what this is going to do is it's now going to create a plan called basic in my Stripe account. Let's have a look. So let's go to my product section, and you can see here there's a new product created called basic, which is £1 per month. Now what's important is that once you've actually created that plan, you need to save this page in order for that plan to be saved in our database as well, in the Whitelance database. So that's now done. Great. And now if I go and head over to my users page and find a customer and go and log in as that customer, I'll see the subscriptions available to me. So I'm now logging in as a customer, and I'm going to go and try and post a job. Oops, to post jobs, you need to subscribe. So it's not going to let me post a job until I've subscribed. So let's go and subscribe. And you can see right now we only have one subscription type, but we can add as many as we like. So if I now go and add a new plan, I could say maybe premium. So post jobs and get support, premium support. And let's say the price here is £2 per month. So again, I'm going to create this, and I'm going to save it. And I'm going to double check whether that's worked in Stripe. It created a new premium product. Yes, there we go. And then just double check that. And now I'm going to refresh this page, and it should have a premium subscription available now as well. Okay, there we go. So let's say I'm going to go and subscribe for this basic subscription. And in our system, you only need one active subscription in order to be able to go and post the job. But it's up to you how you want to manage subscriptions. You can enable people to apply for multiple subscriptions or just one. That's totally up to you. But they will need at least one active one in order to be able to continue the action that user is wanting to do, that they're blocked by without a subscription. Okay, so this is on my live Stripe account. So I'm actually going to put in my real credit card details. So give me 1 second and I'll be back. Okay, so I filled in my credit card information and it's hidden here at the top. So I'm going to press subscribe. And that's now been successful. It's taken me back to the settings page. And now you can see that the subscription is active. Now, when you're testing this the first time, if for whatever reason, after you subscribed, the subscription is not appearing as active, that is because the Stripe feature on your settings page has not been successfully saved. So you need to untick this feature, save it, tick it again and save it again and try it again, and that will solve that problem. Okay, so usually, there's no reason why it wouldn't normally work, and we have now subscribed to a plan. And we can actually go and have a look at our billing by clicking that button, and you can see now we have a current plan, and we could have multiple current plans here. It's got details about my billing information, which I can update. I can also have a look at my history, and it will display a list of invoices here. And I can have a look at the invoice. I can see the details of the invoice, download the receipts, etc. So for all your customers, you can direct them towards this button, the Manage Billing button, for all questions about their billing with respect to subscriptions. Okay, so now that I have a active subscription, I'm going to head back and I'm going to try and post the job. And for now, I'm just going to say it's a private job. And there we go. We have successfully posted the job as a customer who has subscribed. Okay, so let's go and have a look at an individual freelancer. Yeah, let's do that. First, I've got to create a product. So I'm going to say bronze, subscribe, apply for jobs. And let's say this is £3 a month. Again, we'll save this page. Double check our Stripe dashboard. And there we go, bronze. So let's go and find a freelancer user. Here we go. Okay, so we see that subscription there. Okay, so let me go and post a public job first. So I'm going to log back in as a customer. And I'll post a public job. You may notice that the freelancer who was previously there is no longer appearing. And that's because when you select that the individual freelancer requires a subscription, it means that that freelancer who was previously activated now is no longer activated. And it appears the activation appears here as active, but that means that they've completed all the other requirements, but the Stripe requirement has not been met, and so they will not be displayed here. Okay, so I'm going to post this job publicly now. Okie dokie. And again, that freelancer is not shown here because they don't have a subscription. So now let's log out, and I'm going to log back in as this freelancer. Okay, and now I see a job here. So let me try and apply for this job. Oh dear, I can't apply for the job. I need to subscribe. Okay, let me go and subscribe. I see this bronze subscription. Click subscribe, and it gives me this option to subscribe. Again, I'm going to put in my live details here, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, and now I'm going to subscribe. Okay, that was successful. Taking me back to the platform. Successful. I now have an active subscription. Let me head back over to jobs. And now I can apply. So far we've explained how to require subscriptions for customers and individual freelancers. Now let's do the same for an agency company. Check it in Stripe. Yes, it's appearing. Okay, so let's first of all see what's happening. Okay, so as I register as a customer, as a freelancer, I can register underneath an agency. But you can see that there are no agencies appearing here. And that's because there are no agencies with an active Stripe subscription, which is now required, according to this. So now I'm going to log in as an agency. I'm going to subscribe. And once I've done that, I will appear publicly as an active agency on the platform. So I go to my settings page, and I'm going to subscribe. Subscribing now. Great, that's successful. Taking me back to the page. And I have an active subscription. And now if I log out and I try and register as an agency freelancer, you'll see that my agency is now listed here because I've been activated as an agency. Okay, so that's how the agency side works. And then the agency freelancer works in exactly the same way as the individual freelancer. So I'm going to skip that in this demo video for now. But let me show you some other things that are happening behind the scenes in Stripe. So all these different plans have been created. And let's look at the most recent one, the Agency Basic. We're creating a plan, and each plan has a price. And you can see how many subscriptions belong to each price. So if I click on this now, we can see how many different people are subscribed. Let me click on this, one active subscription, and it shows me this is the agency company that we just reviewed. So you can see this is my details, and it gives a little bit of summary about this particular subscription. And you can also see all the customers that have been listed here, and how many, it could be that each customer has multiple subscriptions, for example. Their payment information, which of course is tokenized and hidden by Stripe for security reasons. And there's a bunch of different things you can do. So, for example, let me talk you through, let's look at this agency company, for example. If I click on that subscription, let's first talk through the subscription options. So let's say that you no longer want to offer this particular subscription to your users. The way to do that is to archive it, and you actually have to archive the price as well. So go to the price of the product and archive the price. What this will do is that it will prevent it from being shown as an available subscription, but all existing subscribers on that plan price will continue. So it's just hidden. So I'm going to archive this, and just for convenience's sake, I'm also going to archive the product itself. So price and product have both been archived. And now if I log in as the agency again, what we should see is that that plan has been archived. So you can see that plan no longer exists. But I'm an active subscriber as a user. So if I go to my billing, I will actually still see that I have an active plan here, even though nobody else in the system can see it. And I'm still active the system still considers that I have an active plan. Okay, so if I want to hide that plan and I want to prevent my freelancers, or let's say a particular user, from being a subscriber, so I want to end their subscription, here's how I do it. I go to, I could go from here and then find the subscription, click on the subscription itself, and then I can cancel that subscription. There's lots of other things you can do as well, but this is I'm just going through the basic flows. So if I cancel this, it gives me an option. Do I want to refund? Do I want to give a prorated refund, for example, if I'm halfway through the month? Do I want to cancel it immediately, or do I want to cancel it at the end of the current period? So by default, when your users, via their settings page, if they cancel the plan themselves, which they can do, they will continue to use it and have that active plan until the end of that particular period, whether it's a day, a week, a month, or a year, and they'll still be able to fully use the whole platform because they've paid for it already. And at the end of that period, then it will be cancelled. But we can choose in the admin dashboard, how do we want to do that? Do we want to cancel it immediately, or do we want to cancel it at the end of the current period? I would normally suggest to do this because they've paid for it already, and if you don't want to go through the hassle of refunding them a specific amount, just this would be a great default option for you. So I'm going to cancel that now. Okay, so it's cancelled. So now if I go back to that particular user settings page and I click on Manage Billing, we can see that the plan will now be cancelled on the 7th of March. But I still actually have an active subscription. So freelancers will still be able to register underneath me as an agency, for example. I'm active until that period has been cancelled. Okay, so I think we've gone through everything. We have set up Stripe subscriptions. We have applied it to certain users. We've gone through and we have created different subscriptions. And we've signed up to those subscriptions as users on the platform. We've seen the effect those have had. We have cancelled, we've made the subscriptions unavailable by archiving them. And we've cancelled subscriptions manually via the Stripe dashboard. Now, the final thing to bear in mind here is that to effectively remove the subscriptions that you have archived, it doesn't make sense for you to basically archived plans will still appear on your admin dashboard. So if we go here to products, you can see Agency Basic. Agency Basic is still appearing here. And currently we do this manually for you. So you can just contact us and tell us, look, we've just archived this plan. It doesn't really affect you. The fact that it's listed here doesn't have any effect on the system. So you don't have to tell us, but just for consistency's sake, we'd advise that you contact us and we'll just manually remove this from your account for now. So let's have a look at what all of this, how to manage all of this. Now, you'll see most of the impact in your subscriptions tab here. And you can have a look at all the subscriptions that have been created. So for example, this is the subscription, the most recent one that we went through. It gives information about our user and how much it was, etc. And it gives us the Stripe subscription ID, which you can click on and it will take you to the relevant subscription here. And the same thing with the Stripe user. If you click on it, it'll take you to the relevant customer. And we can also look internally at all the transactions relating to this particular subscription. So you can imagine if someone's been live for 12 months, they will have 12 they'll have 12 transactions relating to that subscription. So here we can see the transaction has been successfully paid. And this is how much you earned, £4. And again, you can click to see that in Stripe, or you can, if you've come here from transactions, you can go back and see the relevant subscription that this transaction relates to. And in your transactions table, you'll notice that Stripe subscriptions have a different type to your regular transactions in the table. So your Stripe transactions will say Stripe, and your other ones will say like tenant commission or pay in or pay out as you will normally see it. I need to give this a moment to come. But you'll notice this, you're already, I'm sure, familiar with how transactions work. So that's it for now. Any questions, just get back in touch and enjoy your Stripe subscriptions. Let me just quickly check if I've missed anything. Looks like that's everything. Enjoy and look forward to hearing from you if you have any questions. Thanks.